In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use my universal template to make a secondary programmatically generated website for either yourself or a client for a service-based business. The idea behind this is instead of doing your bog standard WordPress website with 10 to 15 pages and a lot of location pages that might take a while to set up, etc. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to programmatically generate everything using Next.js and using CLINE. So let's just get into the video. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do File, make a copy, right? So now you have a copy of this prompt that you can edit, right? Do not request editor access. It's pointless. I won't give it to you. It's just better this way. So yeah, the way this works is within XML tags, you need to put certain information, right? So if you know a lot about the business, then this is your chance to shine and put as much information here as possible. Now, I'm just going to be doing an example. It's just going to be a plumbing business in New York, but you can do it for kind of any business that offers a service, right? And service is quite a broad term. If it's it's basically a lead gen website is what I'm making in this video. You can make this apply to any business. Just look at how I'm doing it. Okay, so let's say we're doing a plumbing business out of New York. So we'll say plumbing emergency plumbing business out of New York. Offers 24/7 emergency plumbing, high quality at an extra rate. Offers conventional plumbing services also, right? And then, to be honest with you, because I don't really know that much about plumbing, I don't really know what to put in services. Obviously, you guys will for your business, but I'm just going to do Spanish and American English for obvious reasons. They're the two kind of most spoken languages in the US. And then for locations, I'll probably fill that in with ChatGPT. This, I'll just put a random number, so +1, whatever, that works. Emergency at theplumbingdoctor.com. This is all just made up information to a, I don't know, Madison, I don't know, single street in New York Square Street, and then a random zip code that is probably not even a real zip code. Okay, so obviously you put real information there. This is just me not having any idea about New York or plumbing. So for services, I'll just fill this in with ChatGPT. So I guess ChatGPT. I'll use O3 Mini. I do find O3 Mini is pretty good for stuff like this. So I'll just paste this in and I'll say, without changing anything except what I'm telling you to change, please add services and locations that would make sense for a New York emergency plumber to this prompt, right? So just press enter here. Hopefully it's not going to fuck this up. And then while we're waiting for this, we'll get Visual Studio Code open, right? This is pretty much all you need for this process. Go to extensions here, type in CLINE, look for CLINE. I love CLINE. I'm obsessed with it. It's all I use pretty much right now. Once you've got it, you'll see this little robot pop up. Go to settings here. You can put these custom instructions in there if you want. It's not obligatory. It's not needed. I don't know if it actually helps or if it confuses things. It's completely up to you. But yeah, I'm just going to whack these custom instructions in just because I have found that it actually, I think I'm going to try it without and see how it works and see if it is the special instructions that are making the difference. So we got this on CLAUDE 3.7 Sonnet. Okay, so Anthropic, I just put my API key here, press done. You want to go to auto approve and just put all of these on, to be honest with you. You can put 500 max requests if you want. It probably won't use 500 though. Just be careful with that though, because sometimes it does get stuck in a loop and it will just loop round and round and round and cost you $40 like it did for me the other day. But I mean, most people aren't just going to leave it and go AFK for a few hours. So yeah, we're pretty much ready to do this. So I'd like to start with planning. Just make sure that the correct model is selected at the bottom here as well. I really, really enjoy using the plan mode. And then we'll see what we've got here. This looks like it's kept everything the same. Why would it do this? Birthday weddings. Please make this only about. Um, Okay, so O3 for some reason thinks that birthday plumbing is a thing. I don't know what. So birthday, wedding parties, private parties, get rid of that. So emergency plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, leak detection, and repair water heater repair, pipe replacement. Sure, I guess. I would have liked to have more locations and better services here. I would recommend doing that, but because this is just an example, I'm just going to run with this example here. So we've now filled in the entire template. Like I said, you might want to just take a bit more care with this, obviously, but as I said, this is just an example. So we'll hit enter here, and this is now going to plan this entire project. No, it's not. I'm going to press cancel here because I forgot the first step, which is to create the project. The reason I like to do this is because it just gives context to CLINE. So make me a 14 point, I can never remember the bloody thing that I use. 14.2.23, 14.2.23 Next.js version. Well, not make me, you know what I mean. Just give me the command. It takes so long sometimes, ChatGPT. Okay, so we'll change the name here to New York Plumbing Business. Press enter here. Press yes, 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 yes. Or just press enter. It's not always yes. And then we'll grab the prompt again up from here. Remember to always CD into the project. And then I need to change this to New York Plumbing Business. Okay. So we'll press enter here. This is now going to plan the entire project. Oh, we didn't add any images actually. So these are mistakes. Also read the images file to see the available images. So before we start, we want to quickly just open the project here. And we want to put some images inside that directory just to make it obviously a better project. So we'll just open this project up. How do I already have a website called New York City Plumbing website? Oh my god. It's in income. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we just want to add a folder here, call it public. And then we want to add a new folder here and call it images, right? And then go to something like Unsplash and just say New York Plumbing. And then we can just take a few images, right? So you want to make sure they're not Unsplash Plus images. If they are, then you're not going to be able to use them. So we'll download this. I assume that's New York. This is a plus. Sure. I need some plumbing stuff, ideally. Plumbing. There we go. It's more like it. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. Guys at work. Guys at work. Beautiful. Sure. Why not? Yeah, that one's good. No, it's a premium one. You can get premium if you want, but obviously we're trying to keep the costs down here, so we need like a leak or like a boiler or something. That would be good. Anyway, again, this is just an example, so obviously keep downloading them until your heart's content, basically. So then open this, Shift click on the bottom one, so from the top one to the bottom one like that, and then you can literally just drag them over like that and slide them in. What I would probably recommend you do, I am going to do this actually because it's important. You want to rename these, right? So this is like man working on pipes or some shit, right? This is New York Garden hero, right? We'll call this a hero image so it knows to use it as a hero. We'll call this like fixing a faucet emergency plumber. This is all part of SEO, but it's also because we want the model to know what the image is. So this is bathroom, faucet in bathtub. Well, I don't really know what they're called in American English. And then this one is running pure water from faucet fixed. And then this is New York City skyline. And then this is fixing pipes, emergency plumber. And then we'll just stick New York here just because, you know, sometimes the old school SEO is the way that it works best. Pipes and tubing, emergency plumber, New York. Right, there we go. So now it knows what all of those images are. So now I'll just say to it, see the available images. Okay, let's see. These are mistakes. Also read the images file to see the images. So now, there we go. It should be able to see. It's looking in the wrong form. Wait. Well, I need to give it the path. This is why I like to do this before, because it seems to get confused, like where the file is and stuff. So if I just give it the path, right click here, copy as path. This is the path. So now it should CD directly into that path. There we go. Now I can see it. Now it's reading everything. Now it's reading the public. It's reading the images. Now it knows what images there are. Now I have a good understanding of the project structure. Now it's going to read the packages.json and everything. This is vitally important, okay? And I can't stress this enough. When you're using these tools, this is the most important step, right? Because this is context. If you just go straight into coding, right, and allow it to code itself, what it'll do is it'll do npx create app. I don't know the exact command. That's why I use ChatGPT. And then it'll say at latest, right? The at latest in its brain is something like 14.23 or 15.0 or something. But the actual latest Next.js could be 15.4, for example. These are just made up numbers, but so it doesn't understand. It starts coding as if it was coding for these versions of Next.js, but it's actually installed this version of Next.js. And there can be changes between these two that can be breaking. They're called breaking changes. And what that means is if you try and code in the old way, it doesn't. It will break the new way, right? So you need to be really, really careful of this. You need to make sure, this is why I create the folder first and allow it to understand everything. It reads even basic things, right? It reads really basic pages like the globals.css, tailwind config.js, you know, packages.json, all that stuff. And it understands that it's a 14.2, 3.2, whatever version of Next.js, right? So I think here I'm just going to say don't bother with Superbase in this one as it's complex. Just skip it. Yeah, just skip it and focus on building out the entire project in full with no 404 pages without hard coding too much. This is just a little prompt that I like to, I really like to take my time before actually putting on act mode, right? You have two options on CLINE. You have plan and you have act, okay? I'm going to be really honest with you. The planning is probably the most important part of this, and you want it to understand your project inside and out and exactly what you want. Let it plan for a long time, and only when it's really, really got a good kind of base of everything, right? So like it's doing now, language switching, content block components, no 404 pages using dynamic generation to minimize hard coding. Perfect. So I really feel like it understands now what I want it to do. So I'm going to press act here, and then it will literally just start to code everything. This will take a bit of time. It'll probably take 20 minutes. It'll probably cost $3 to $5, I would guess, although this is quite a simple version of this. So it'll be very interesting to see how this works out. So I'm not going to touch anything, right? I'm not doing anything. It's doing everything now for me. This is what I want people to understand. I class this as low code or no code because I'm not coding here. I'm just literally prompting and I'm understanding basic concepts like what is Next.js? How does it work? How can I put what I want generated from Next.js into the project, right? So we'll just let this run. You can see it's already doing a pretty nice job of it. So we'll let this run for a little bit and I'll come back and we'll see how it's doing. Okay, so this is what we've been left with, right? This is just completely made from prompting. It works in Spanish, it works in English. You know, it's got a good landing page. I couldn't have done better myself, to be honest with you. Overall, really, really nice looking. I have a feeling if I start clicking around, we'll hit 404 pages. Okay, I was expecting that to 404. Look at that beautiful landing page. Really, really good. Okay, so this one did... Oh, no, it didn't 404. It just had a mistake. That's fine. So you do need to kind of fix these mistakes. I'll show you how to do that now. Basically, all I'm doing is clicking around. This one is 404ing. Okay. Let's see if contact works. It does. Let's see if the about works. It does. Locations. Nice. Let's say Manhattan, learn more. Plumbing services in Manhattan. Bada bing, bada boom. Really, really good. But there are some things that are 404ing. So if we just click here and then here, for example, that will 404. So what we can do is literally all I do in this situation is I just do control. Well, it's not running actually. So let's just do this again. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to say run command here. It's going to run this command. I'm going to do the same thing. I think overall, though, I think we can all agree this is such an amazing process. This took 25 minutes, cost $8. It was a little bit more expensive. You could do this with Sonnet 3.5. Actually, there's no price difference. You could probably do this with a cheaper model if you wanted. I just, you know, cost for me $8 is very, very cheap to have an entire website developed. So I'm just going to keep clicking around until I get 404. That actually worked, which I wasn't expecting. That's kind of weird. Okay, this one 404, perfect. So you can see this one here 404. So if I do Control C and I just take a load of this and I say some pages are 404ing, please fix this, right? And then send that, then it can work on that process for me. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to now put this onto Verel, because this is a process that a lot of people kind of get stuck on. So basically what you can do is you can put this on plan, right? You got to go to GitHub. You do need something called Git SCM for this. So just install Git SCM. It's kind of complicated to install, but I'm sure you can work it out. Go to new on GitHub and just say like plumbing website. Surprised I didn't already have that. We'll make this one public because I don't care if someone sees this, and we'll create a repository, right? And then we go back here and we say, help me push this to this GitHub repo. Actually, I'm going to put this in act, so it'll actually do this for me. So I'll just press enter here. What this is going to do now is it's going to push the entire project to GitHub, right? I'm not doing anything again. I do have Git SCM installed. I do want to mention that again because that is important to understand, that I have Git SCM installed on my computer. I highly recommend installing Git SCM. It's very, very good to use. Okay, so again, I'm not doing anything here. This is actually normally quite an annoying and hard process for me that I don't understand and don't enjoy, right? And it's now just going to do it for me, right? So it's going to work out all of this for me. Like normally when I get that error that it just did there, I'd be kind of stuck. You don't need to authenticate. I have Git SCM ready to log in. You just need to push and it pops. Okay, so I got stuck there. I'm not sure what happened. For some reason, when it tried to push, it didn't work. So we'll just continue to let it just figure itself out. It's not seeing the output. This keeps happening. There we go. It worked. Don't cancel it. Okay, there we go. So it looks like it worked that time. So let's refresh this. There we go. So now we go to Verel, add new project. Just literally just click import right here. Everything's already connected for me. You don't need to worry about build and environment variables, right? And then all you do is add a domain, add it to Search Console, and your website is live, right? It's that simple. I find this process a lot quicker and easier than WordPress. To do the same thing on WordPress, you can do it semi-programmatically, but it's just going to take so much longer, in my opinion, than this. So, I mean, if you want to be able to pump out 20 websites a day, I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but if you want to be able to do that, then this is definitely the way forwards, right? And I'm getting better and better every time, right? Every single time I do this process, I learn something new about, you know, what to add to a prompt. I like to iterate on prompts. So, like, for example, I would now add to the prompt, make sure that, you know, all the pages exist. Actually, it's done a pretty good job. So this didn't work this time. Changing over to Spanish didn't work, but that's okay. Like overall, oh my god, it's even got like a little thing that you can just click and it'll call. That's so good. And then, you know, adding a form is super easy. Just so you know, you just say add a Superbase form. It'll ask you for your credentials. You just add them and you'll then have forms set up. Although, to be honest with you, forms for emergency plumbing doesn't really make a lot of sense. I couldn't have made this website better than this. Honestly, like hand on heart, I would not have been able to make this website better than this. I mean, I'm not like a expert on making websites. That's not what I do. I do SEO, but still, I wouldn't have been able to come even close to this level of quality, right? So super, super nice, super, super interesting. Oh, so one thing's happened here. I completely forgot one step in the process. You actually have to run npm run build, right? It needs to build successfully for you to then build it on Verel. I completely forgot this stage. So I'm just doing npm run build right now. It's going to give me these errors here. And then I'm just going to send these to... so wait, I'm just going to cancel that. Sorry, I'm going to say help me npm run build this project. It's not working right now. This is another part of the process that would take, you know, hours on bolt.new. Right, you would make the project, you would download the project, you put it on Cursor, and you would try and fix ESLint issues, which really takes a long, long time to do. So I'm just going to leave this to just fix these errors one by one real quick. This will take 5 to 10 minutes. So this is the thing that I really, really like about CLINE, right? Is that I was literally AFK there. I was just listening to some music. And I came back and it's tried to build it again, and it looks like it's actually managed to build everything basically. So let's see if it looks like it did successfully build. It said linting and chicken. Okay, so it didn't let it finish. Sometimes one of the problems with CLINE is that it does it. So I need to press cancel here because otherwise it's gonna do another command before it's even finished. It gets a little bit ahead of itself, to be honest, sometimes. But yeah, it looks like there's only one ESLint issue left, right? So I'm just going to copy this and put it in CLINE and paste. This is another thing that's wrong with CLINE, is that it doesn't let you freaking paste into itself. It's very annoying. I don't know what the issue is there, but... Okay. I can't put this in the box. Okay, so it's doing the last issue here, the last ESLint issue. Once it's done this, I assume the website will then be able to be built on Verel. This is the last stage of everything. Okay, so we need to push to GitHub again. And by the way, just so you know, this is how you edit the project. Once it's connected to GitHub, so just go to GitHub. You can download from GitHub, or pull, it's called, from GitHub whenever you want. So let's say like in a week, I want to edit this project. I can code, copy, git pull to my local machine, open it up again, either in CLINE or not in CLINE, and then I can edit the website like that, right? It's that easy. So one thing I just want to check here, the sitemap has not been generated. I would recommend generating the sitemap. I think because this video is already kind of long, I'm not going to do it in this video, but I'm just going to say push to the same GitHub again, give commands time to complete before starting the next command. But It keeps rushing ahead. They need to fix that as soon as possible. It's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. I might try CLINE just because I'm curious if it's any good, and because if it's anything like CLINE, it's going to be good, right? So it might be like, with these things, it might be a slightly better version of CLINE, which would just be amazing, because CLINE is already really, really good. I love CLINE, but imagine if it was just that little bit better. Okay, so that should push. So we'll go to income stream server, continue. So I'm going to press cancel here. It's so annoying that it does this. It just runs other commands before it's even had time to finish that command. It's very, very, very annoying. So we'll just do this again. I'll just run that again because I know how to do this. But if you, okay. So if you don't know what you're doing, obviously that's going to cause you problems. So we should see now, yeah, now. There we go. So now if we go back to Verel, we don't even have to import it again, right? We can just go to the build, and we can say deployments, go here, or maybe, oh, it's already building. That's what I love about Verel. It's already building. As soon as you push to GitHub, it pushes it to Verel and potentially to your live website, if that's how you have it set up, right? It's called CI/CD, I think. So now if we go here, we go to this link. This link is now available to anyone online as well. I believe it can be indexed as well, which is kind of crazy. I do have a couple of Verel websites that are indexed. But yeah, the next stage is just add a domain. Very, very simple process. You just press domains here. You can buy a domain inside Verel by clicking on this triangle, going to domains, buy or transfer in a domain, and then you go to your actual project, you click on domains, just add, and then select the domain right here, and it will add it to the project. It's very, very simple, very, very easy. I do like Verel for that reason. It makes things very, very simple and very, very easy. So I would probably recommend using Verel, to be honest with you. I would say it's a little bit better than Netlify in terms of just ease of use. But yeah, overall, beautiful website. It's got all of the like psychology of getting people to click in the right places. You can see that it's been made with CRO and SEO in mind, baked into it. That's what I love about this process. I am going to be looking at doing this on WordPress as well, just so people know, just because I have a lot of people asking for it, and I personally want to see if I can programmatically generate WordPress websites. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end of this video, you're an absolute legend. Get all the prompts, everything in the description, and I'll see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out.